Namah Parvati Pataye Govindanam Sankirtanam.
Namaste everyone. So I am very happy to see you all here once again for Srimad Bhagavatam. So before diving deep into the Srimad Bhagavatam, we will start with a small invocation, prayer, before listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. Shuklam Varadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chadurbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignobashantaye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Guruve Sarva Lokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nadaye Sarva Vidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha தென்னாடுடைய பெரியவா போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி சர்வஜ்ஞா சர்வவ்யாபி பெரியவா சரணம் மாயப் பிறப்பருக்கும் மகா பெரியவாடி போற்றி. Today, as we are going to start Srimad Bhagavatam, I will start with the first slogam of Srimad Bhagavatam. Janmadhyasya yato anvayadidadatsharteshu abhighaswaratam Tene Brahmahrdaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yatsurayaham Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimayo Yatratra Sargo Mrisham Damna Svena Sada Nirasta Puhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam. So previously we have seen Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padacharya's Charitram. Now we are going to Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam, very sacred scripture. See, we are going to hear about Srimad Bhagavatam and stories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is a sacred text where Krishna Paramatma lends a helping hand to navigate this world, which is sometimes very alien to us. See, the Supreme Lord, the Paramatma, who has appeared in the form of a scripture, the Supreme Lord, this is a Kali Yuga, so he can't come as such. So he has appeared in this form, this Bhagavatam form. He's appeared in this form of a scripture. So all the Mahans, saints, sages, all gurus, recommend that we form a deep bond with this Bhagavatam and carry it as a constant companion. I used to carry Bhagavatam books wherever I go. Whenever I go to India, whenever I go anywhere, I used to carry this Bhagavatam book because it's a constant companion. Bhagavatam is said to be a constant companion for us. So I used to carry that. So everything, everything in our life, changes. Time is running out. The place where we live changes. We see many types of people, who surround us. Our responsibilities in this world, our responsibilities right from our childhood, it changes, isn't it? And even the body we possess also changes. We have seen, from the childhood onwards, we have seen ourselves in the mirror. So we are grown. So even the body changes. So what happens is in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, describes this change and this material world as a place of inevitable misery and suffering. But Srimad Bhagavatam is a divine scripture. It's a very divine scripture which helps us to find our purpose of life and satisfy our innermost yearnings, isn't it? So now the vision of Srimad Bhagavatam. The vision of Srimad Bhagavatam remains a constant source of inspiration, strength, and wisdom. Srimad Bhagavatam is a life companion. It's a life companion. So the 700 verses, the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, if those who have read Bhagavad Gita, then they know the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, the fundamental, begin with the fundamental conceptions of who am I, what is this body, what is this soul, what is this material nature, what is God, what is karma, what is death, and it all culminates surrendering to Sri Krishna, always thinking about the Lord, always thinking about Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavatam begins when the Bhagavad Gita concludes. Okay, it begins with the incredible, stories, the sages, incredible stories. See, the sages throughout the planet, the sages throughout the planet. The sages of, they were in Naimicharanyam. Naimicharanyam is in a forest in northern India. So the sages around this planet, they were worried about this humanity at that time. Because they see, the Kali Yuga coming. They see the Kali Yuga coming, and they could see what is going on. They know what is going to happen in the future. The future of Kali Yuga is not going to be very good. So with deep compassion, with deep compassion, they want to know the essence. They want to know the essence. They want to know the truth. And they want to know the perfection of Dharma. So what happened is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the scripture enriched with this spiritual insights. See, it's enriched with the spiritual insights to deal with every life situations which we may face. So it helps us discovering our happiness, the security, mainly the security we seek, isn't it? So it also deals with our emotions. It deals with our experiences and events of day-to-day life. This is the importance of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam actually, literally, what it does is it illuminates our hearts, our heart, with powerful life lessons. Thus, it illuminates. Inspiring personality, we will see inspiring personalities in Srimad Bhagavatam. There will always be a relevant story. Okay, so the speciality of Srimad Bhagavatam is we can see the God, we can see the God, a world in which the God is not just revered as a creator or a controller or a judge, but it is the God is adored, for his incredible charm. That's what we will see in Srimad Bhagavatam. We will see how charming the God is, how the sweetness and delightful personality. That's what we are going to see in Srimad Bhagavatam. So this Bhagavatam, the Srimad Bhagavatam, is narrated by Suga Brahma, Sugacharya, as we say, isn't it? Sugacharya to Parikshit under the banyan tree in Gangadhiram, the banks of river Ganga. And this Bhagavatam, another interesting thing is that this Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, is only, this is all stories, a compiled version. The Bhagavatam is compiled a lot of stories. But you can see this Bhagavatam, when Sugar told to Parikshit, you can see, this was heard by all the sages in the banks of river Ganga. See, the sages, most of them, these sages, most of them, they spoke about Upanishads. Most of the sages, they spoke about Upanishads. Most of them, they spoke about the Itihasas, Puranas, who compiled. Most of them have compiled Mahabharata. And, see, who are all gurus and, of those who revealed the Vedas and Upanishads, they were all present there. They were all present to hear the Shukabhagmam speaks the narration. See, then you will know that this is how important, this is how much important this Bhagavatam is. All the sages who spoke about the Upanishads and Vedas, they are here to hear this Bhagavatam. Then that means we should know that the importance of Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is no different than Lord Krishna. See, both. If you are having a book of Bhagavatam, then you are having Krishna himself with us, the Lord himself with us. So Paramatma always, actually the Paramatma always loves his devotees as much as they love him. And, God always seeks his devotees as much as they seek him. That is how God is, So he has, you can see that he has incarnated in various forms, has taken so many avatars, to, provide anugraham or blessing, or to give blessing to us and awaken us to the existence of the higher reality. It's not just doing puja and doing that. We have to, upgrade ourselves, isn't it? So the ultimate result, what is the ultimate result of these things is to become one with him. That's what. So all these avatarams are meant to balance dharma or to establish dharma. Dharma samstharpanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That's what we say, isn't it? So the ultimate result is to reach him and to become one with him. So the only way to reach him, see, all the Mahans and saints and sages, they believe that the only way to reach Paramatma is to get Jnanam. So that is the only way. Attaining Jnanam is accepted by all religion. Not only Hindu religion, but all the religion, they accept attaining Jnanan Muktihi. That is what it said, isn't it? So all the religions accept that term and acknowledge the term Jnanan Muktihi. So, but one has to attain Jnanam, isn't it? One has to get the Jnanam. So there are so many ways described in the Shastras. There are so many cantos which describes this way. Karma Kandam, Upasana Gandam, and Jnana Gandam. Suppose if we take Karma Gandam, that is Karma Margam, this Kandam, that is this Karma Kandam, is very, very, very deep. One has to, practice this right from his childhood onwards. They have to go to the Gurukulam right from his early years, be with the Guru and initiate himself with after initiating himself with Gayatri Mantram, he has to learn Vedas. He has to do Anushtanams, daily Anushtanams, practice all the Anushtanams according to the Vedas and realize the true nature, Swarupam, that's called Swarupam, okay, true nature of the karma. And then he can attain, ultimately, he can attain Jnana. So this is one way. So on the other side, if you take Jnana Gandam, if you take, then if you take a life of a sannyasi, it's not so easy. So it's very, very difficult. It's very tough. To lead a life of a sannyasi is very tough because there are so many rules and regulations for sannyasis. It's not so easy like that. So it's very tough path. One cannot jump into that path without any courage, guts. No coward can go into that path. So he has to be very brave. One should not be very coward. So a coward person cannot enter into that path. Becoming a sannyasi is very difficult. So, but here we talked about one more path, one more margam. Margam means path. That is the upasana margam. This upasana margam is nothing but bhakti margam. It's nothing but bhakti margam. Bhakti margam, this path, this margam means It's very easy. This bhakti margam is very easy. This path, this margam is, but there is no separate path or separate margam like bhakti margam. In Krishna, that's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that loge asmin duvida nishta, means there are only two margams, karma margam and jnana margam. But we should understand, without bhakti, without bhakti there is no karma. Without bhakti there is no jnanam. If you read scriptures and get jnanam through scriptures, then that will be a varatta jnanam. Varatta jnanam, because very mere jnanam. It is not without bhakti. So you have to have bhakti inside. So bhakti is must. Bhakti is must means less karma, more bhakti. That's how it goes. Okay, that is called the bhakti margam. This Srimad, if you want to go, if you want to attain jnanam, then we have to have bhakti. We have to go into this bhakti margam, since it's a very easy margam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a divine scripture which came as a greatest gift to the world, showing this bhakti margam. So here we can see this Kali Yugam. This Kali Yugam is said to be very, very dangerous. Dangerous means it will adulterate, it will adulterate your brain. Okay, it will adulterate your brain. It will contaminate the brain. So what happened is, practicing pure jnana margam is very impossible, and practicing pure karma margam is also becomes very, very impossible. That is why bhakti is given most importance, as this divine scripture is given by sage Vyasa, Sakshat Vyasa Bhagavan. He has given this Srimad Bhagavatam. I think someone is asking. Okay. Sakshat Vyasa Bhagavan is Vyasa Bhagavan has given this greatest gift, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, to this world. So to sage Sukar, this Vyasa Muni, he gave this greatest gift to Shukar. And Shuga Brahma Maharishi, Suga Brahma or Sugacharya, he gave this gift to Parikshit. So he's narrated Bhagavatam to King Parikshit on the banks of river Ganga. So many sages, gurus, maharishis, saints, see, they are all in the banks of river Ganga to hear Srimad Bhagavatam along with Parikshit. They have heard this Bhagavatam. So now Bhagavan's avatar, that is Paramatma, is taking an avatar, means he is establishing, that is Bhagavan's avataram is for establishing Dharma. Dharma is very most important. Dharma is very, very important. Wherever Dharma prevails, wherever Dharma prevails, there will be a real eternal happiness. Okay, if there is a Dharma, then our life will be very smooth. Smooth in the sense, smooth and happier, like a train in the rail. Dandavalam, we say Dandavalam, rail is going, a train is going in the rail, like that. Previously, once upon a time, people were not suffering. We have seen in the books and all, we have read in the books, people were not suffering this much, because everyone was following their own anushtanams and dharma. So they were all very happy. Real happiness existed there. Now, if you see, even a small boy, even a school boy, going boy, if you ask him, how are you? He will start saying like, I have frustrations, I have got a lot of homework, I couldn't do this, that, sad incidents, so much of sad instances, restlessness, anxiety, so many things. Got so many counselors for counseling. What for? Because you don't have dharma here. Because of the lack of dharma here, for this reason only our acharya, they were all striving hard to maintain dharma. So all the Shastras, all the Shastras, if you read Shastras, then Shastras will teach you. They wouldn't push you literally. They wouldn't push you. They are all teachings. Shastras are teachings. Like, Shastras will say to take bath. You have to take bath daily in the morning. So it's our duty to take bath daily. Isn't it? It won't push you into the river to take bath. Isn't it? It's only a teaching. So if you want to come into the Dharma Margam, if you want to come into the Dharma Margam, we have to always have people, sages, all Mahans. They say that we talk about networks now. Isn't it? All the companies, they talk about networks, and all the sages, Mahans. Sat Sangam, that is called Sat Sangam. We have to have Sat Sangam network. And Punya Kathāśravaṇam. We have to hear Punya Kathāśravaṇam. All these, Bhagavatam stories and all these, it will give punyam to us. Studying the Arabian Nights will not give punyam. But these stories will give punyam. And what will happen is, it will eventually, hearing good things, eventually, we will start practicing that. Listen, that is called a Dharma Margam. That is the Dharma Margam. There is no actual shape for Dharma. Isn't it? That is why Dharma is called Adrishtam. So then, how to protect this Dharma means Dharma Samstarpanaya Yuge Yuge. Yes, Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Chadushkridam Dharma Samstarpanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. So, protecting sadhus, saints, sages, protecting all the good people and destroying the devils, demons, bad deeds and bad people. Whenever there is a decline in Dharma, then Bhagavan will not come, won't come. Whenever there is an increase in adharma, then only Bhagavan will come. Because he has to do two duties at same time. At the same time, simultaneously, he will do two jobs. Multitasker. Okay, do two things simultaneously. That is protecting the sadhus and destroying the dushtas. Dushtas means bad people. So, Srimad Bhagavatam talks about all the avatarams of Bhagavan. It's a collection of all the granthams. It's a collection of all the granthams. See, in Ramayanam, if you see, Rama never reveals himself. That is, he is a god. Never reveals himself his own identity. That is, he was a god. Some people like Shabari, Mandodari, Thara, they understood that it's Rama is not an ordinary person, ordinary human being like us, and he is an incarnation of Bhagavan Vishnu himself. But in Krishnavadaram, Krishna himself, reveals his own identity. He himself has said in many places that he is the Lord himself. Because, since Dwapara Yugam is where Krishna Avataram took place, isn't it? So Dwapara Yugam is just before Kali Yugam. We know this Kali Yugam people, they ask so many questions. They think that they are all genius. And they ask so many questions. They are all mind, they are all contaminated somewhere in the brain, and they want to know. Knowing intelligently, it's not enough. So Krishna Avataram. So in Krishna Avataram, what Krishna? It's a immediate. It has happened immediately before Kali Yuga, isn't it? So Krishna here, he has revealed himself, his identity as he is Mahavishnu himself, and because he wanted to show people his power, because he wanted to he wants to make the people to believe him. Then only people will believe. At least they will do little bit of bhakti. So that's why he showed his power there in Krishna Avataram. See, there was once a Bhakta called Dadi Pandan. He was 85 years old. He was an old man. At that time, this story happened in Dwapara Yugam. that is Krishna Avataram, during the period of Krishna, when Krishna was a baby. Not a baby, but at that time, Bhagavan Krishna was Bala Krishna, like he was only 3 years old. So Dadipandan used to carry in his head a clay pot, full of curd or buttermilk or butter. He used to carry this from one place to, he used to carry this clay pot from Vrindavan to Mathura. Daily he used to carry that. He's a curd seller, butter, curd, buttermilk seller. So he returns at the time, only after afternoon, after 3 o'clock. So it will be very hot. One day, when he was going to Mathura, he saw this baby Krishna playing there. So he got attracted towards Krishna. Krishna has got Akarshana Shakti. Krishna is very, very attractive, isn't it? So he gave Krishna, this Dadipandan, he gave Krishna a little bit of butter to that small Krishna. That particular day, his sales was very good. He got a lot of profit. So he thought only because of Krishna, that is only by giving, he gave some little bit of butter before going to sell the butter in Mathura. So he thought that only because of Krishna he got that profit. So daily it became a practice for him. So daily he made this as a practice and giving a little bit of butter to Krishna and then going. So daily morning, Dadipandan used to give small butter to Krishna. 9 months passed. That day was Krishna's birthday. So as per the routine, Dadipandan came that way, but he was very tired. On that particular day, he was very tired. So he sat under a tree for shade, under the shade. He felt very tired. See, what is this life? Why am I here? See, from 5 years onwards, I'm carrying this clay pot, going from Vrindavan to Mathura to sell all the curd and butter and everything. See, what is the use of this? Why am I doing all these things? For whom am I doing? Nobody has asked me, why are you doing? Why you are so much working? I will share your work. Nobody has told me like that. Why am I doing that? So he became so tired, and he sat under a banyan tree called Gandhiravam. There he sat under that tree, and he was very frustrated. And at that time he got that vairagyam. Vairagyam means dispassion. Dispassion means that nothing is going to come. Nothing is going to come with me at the end. I am working like this, and nobody is going to come with me at the end, and nothing is going to come with me, in the end. So he was like that, and he was sitting under that tree. At that time, this baby Krishna, came running to Dadipandan and said, "Oh Dada, oh Grandpa, Dadipandan." He was calling Dadipandan. My mom is very angry today. I don't know why she is angry. She's very, very angry. She's having a stick in her hand, and she's going to beat me like anything. I have to hide somewhere. Can I please hide inside your clay pot? See, that's what Krishna asks, can I, hide here in this clay pot? Dadipandan said, you are a Rajashishu. Rajashishu means she is a prince. Krishna is a prince, and you look so big. How can you just go inside this clay pot? So for that, this baby Krishna told him, don't worry, Dada, don't worry. I can enter even smaller than this. I can enter into things even smaller than this. That's what Krishna says. So Krishna is there everywhere, even from the mosquito to Brahma. Till Brahma, he's there everywhere. He's there everywhere. So I can enter this clay pot easily. So don't worry. And he said, and he entered into this clay pot. Yashoda came there searching for Krishna. she was looking around here and there, and then gave up the search and went off muttering, Krishna, you wait till I got, my hands on you. Okay. After a few moments, Krishna spoke from inside the pot to Dadipandan. Oh, kind-hearted potter, thank you so much. You let me inside your pot. You saved me very much. Thank you very much for saving me from my mother's wrath. Okay, what a kind soul you are. Oh, Dadipanda, you are so kind. Dadipandan was, wonderstruck. He was seeing, he was witnessing all these things, And, but Krishna said, okay, potter, now, come on, now get off the pot and let me out. I can't just get squeezed anymore here. So I am suffocating here. So Dadipandan immediately replied, you must be some yogi. You must be some yogi, or you must be Mahavishnu himself. So you promise me to show Vaikundam. You promise me to grant me moksham, salvation. If you do that, I will let you out forthwith. Okay? So, Dadipanda, is that all you want? Why don't you say so before? Okay, earlier itself you can say this. Now get me out of this here. And the Krishna gave moksham to an ordinary potter, Dadipandan. Ordinary potter, So he got moksham. Dadipandan, an ordinary curd seller, he got moksham. Tat shanat means immediately he got moksham. There is no nakshatram, there is no day, there is no place, there is no date for a person who, who loves God, who have bhakti, who have the Lord inside him, fully focused on the Lord, always with him. There is no particular nakshatram or date for getting moksham or salvation. Isn't it? So, baby Krishna, that is Balakrishna, asked Dadipandan, oh grandpa, so look inside the pot. Come on, look inside the pot. So, Dadipandan, he looked inside the pot. He looked inside the pot and he saw the whole Vaikundam, Kachi of Vaikundam inside the pot. He can see Mahavishnu residing, lying in Adishesham. And the sages, all the Sanakadis doing, sages doing pujas. He was laying in the Mahavishnu, laying in Adishesha Darpam. See, Sakshat Vaikundam, Adishesha Darpam, Sanakadi Sevai. He got the darshan of all, with all the lot of sages and, doing seva there. Thus, in Krishnavadaram, he revealed himself as Sakshat Narayanan to even an ordinary potter. Even though Srimad Bhagavatam, has all the avatars, the priority is given to Krishna Avataram. In Kali Yugam, there is no avataram of Bhagavan. Only the Krita Yuga people belonging to Krita Yugam will get benefit from Kalki Avataram. So these are all the importance of Bhagavatam. When you go to see the greatness of Bhagavatam, pride of Bhagavatam, when you know the pride of Bhagavatam, we can see the greatness of Bhagavatam in Skanda Puranam, Padma Puranam. It is said that one has to do lots and lots of punyam. He has to do lots and lots of punyam to even hear at least one slogam from Bhagavatam. Because each aksharam of Srimad Bhagavatam is equal to giving a sacred cow, thousands of sacred cow to poor persons. Dhanam is equal to that, equal to the punyam of giving sacred cows to poor people or charity. It's equal to, it's said that Ashwamedha Yagam, 1,000 doing half, if you read half of Srimad Bhagavatam, it's equal to giving 1,000 doing 1,000 Ashwamedha yagams and doing 10,000 or 16,000 Vajpayee yagams. It is said like that. In scriptures, it said sages have done this. That's why sages, came running to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Even though they are all sannyasis, they are coming to listen Bhagavatam. Such a divine scripture, Through the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, one can capture Krishna, capture the Lord, So we'll conclude here by chanting Purnamadam. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamat Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much. Thank you.